An independent panel appointed by Parliament has revealed there's sufficient prima facie evidence of misconduct against Public Protector Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane. The panel, headed by retired Judge Nkabinde, also recommends that the National Assembly institutes removal proceedings against him. The panel further found that the Public Protector's failure to reveal meetings with former President Jacob Zuma and the State Security Agency constitutes misconduct. The Speaker of Parliament now has to bring the panel's recommendations before the House for a decision. Well, let's get the latest from Parliamentary spokesperson Moloto Mothapo. Good evening, Moloto. It's a pleasure to have you with us on the show tonight. Now, this report and its findings paint quite a grim picture for the Public Protector, whether it's on the question of her ability to do her job or even her conduct in that job. How seriously is Parliament taking the findings and the recommendations of this report?
Thank you very much, Kathy, and good evening to the viewers. Indeed, the preliminary assessment by the panel of three legal experts in the area that they were tasked to deal with is a very important first step in the parliamentary process. And therefore, the report, as well as the recommendations of the panel, will be taken very seriously by the National Assembly, as it is provided in the rules. Once the panel has concluded its business and has generated findings as well as the recommendations, the Speaker of the National Assembly has got a responsibility to table the report before the sitting of the National Assembly so that members of Parliament can scrutinize, consider the findings as well as the recommendations and make an appropriate decision.
Any indication yet of when this hearing will be scheduled in terms of it being put down before the House, the report being put to the House?
Well, the report is now public, and it has been shared also with the leaders of political parties represented in the National Assembly. And from tomorrow, it will also be the attention of the members of Parliament through a publication called the ATC in the National Assembly. So once that has happened, it will be scheduled for consideration by the National Assembly. We cannot give the date as yet, but that is part of the process that will follow, and it should be, it shouldn't take too long before it is tabled.
Is it going to be absolutely necessary for an inquiry to be held based on the preliminary findings of this panel, or will removal proceedings be immediately instituted against the Public Protector, as we have heard the DA calling for?
Well, that will be the decision of the members of the National Assembly. Because this exercise, as you correctly say in your introduction, it is a very important one, and Parliament is taking it very seriously. Resources were spent on this panel in order for it to do the work that it has done. And it goes without saying that the National Assembly will have to give it a very due, serious consideration so that the decision will be made. So if indeed the National Assembly decides and accedes to the recommendations of the panel for the formation of a special committee to conduct an inquiry into the fitness to hold office of the Public Protector, that will be done. And if the National Assembly does not agree with the recommendation after having studied the report, that will be also the decision that will be taken. But Parliament does take this report seriously and the work that has gone into it. And with the recommendations as well as the findings that are before the members of Parliament, they have got sufficient information to take whatever decision that they will see fit when the matter comes before the sitting of the House.
From an administrative perspective, is Parliament satisfied that the work done by this panel has been truly independent?
No, absolutely. There's no doubt about that. This is a panel of very highly regarded professionals and experts in the area of the constitution as well as the laws of the country. And they are very much experienced with the work that they've done, having conducted probably similar work before, and also the experience that they've brought, from their individual as well as collective professional experience. So there is absolutely no doubt about, the work that, the quality and the integrity of the work that they've been able to conduct. Like I'm saying, the information that is before the National Assembly should be sufficient to enable the House to take a decision.
Parliament spokesperson Moloto Mothapo, let's leave it there for tonight.